Firstly, thank you for joining me today, Autumn. And today was a really fun match to watch, so congratulations on your win today. How does it feel to get your first victory for stage 1?
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, we came in expecting that we would win because I don't think Gen.G is, as good as they were previously. But yeah, no, it feels really good. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, I think one thing that I wanted to kind of ask you about before we got into talking more about VCT Pacific was about you in particular, because you've had a lot of cross-regional experience. You spent the last, I think, about 2 years playing in China before coming over to join GE. So I just wanted to ask you, how has that kind of shaped your experience as a player playing in different regions?
Yeah, I think it gives you not an advantage, but just like kind of opens your brain up to new ideas and playing like differently, because I think China and Pacific play a little bit similar. I think like China is more aggressive and the players kind of play more freely. I think Pacific is a bit more structured and they play a bit smarter, but still the mechanics are kind of similar. So yeah, I think it's like a benefit of playing in different regions. It kind of opens your mind up to playing differently.
Got it. Talking about playing differently, today you had a couple of surprises for us when it came to the agent select. So from playing pretty much just Wele, Yoru, and Chamber, today we saw you pull out the Brimstone and the Vito. So I kind of wanted to ask what was kind of the reasoning behind that decision, switching you over to a different role, and how has it been for you in particular adapting?
Yeah, so before when I was playing in like VCT, just kind of playing flex for a long time there. So it's quite comfortable for me to play the flex role. But kind of like another thing was that I just didn't really want to play Neon, and Yudo's Neon is better than mine in my opinion. So I wasn't like pushing him to play Neon, but I was kind of saying like I think it would be the best thing for the team. Because right now it's kind of like Neon meta, and Wele Neon meta. I think most teams playing this right now, and I thought just he would be better for the team. And everyone, I think, would agree with me that his Neon is the best on the team. So it's kind of like that was the idea behind it. And yeah, playing flex I think is great. It's kind of fun, honestly, playing different agents and different maps.
Fair enough. And I think even in kickoff, you guys were one of the few teams to really run that veto. I think that Udo-tan was having a pretty great time on it. So what do you think is kind of his place in the meta? Because I think that very few teams do still pick him compared to of course it's a very Sentinel-free meta right now, but, what do you think are kind of the benefits behind running that particular agent in your comp?
Just like TP potential, like there's a lot of angles where you have like a little bit of cover on the map, and like you can take a couple shots and like hide and then TP out, and you can kind of play that like a chamber or like a Yoru, and the ability for his like OT and we call it trophy, but it's interceptor. Is quite strong if you time it correctly. I think it's really good, and you can play because the meta right now is like not really Sentinel. I think you can play the Vito quite aggressive, take more chance, more timings, look for more fights. So I think it's more of an aggressive agent. How you play kind of chamber in a sense. Yeah, it's really good.
That makes a lot of sense, and I think we definitely saw hints of that today. Talking about today, it was an incredible 2-0. Map 1 was kind of close, but Map 2 was just an absolute stomp, and that was Gen.G's pick as well. So what do you think made it so easy?
I think we've just gotten better as a team. We've been playing a lot, and after we lost in kickoff to Big Rex, I think we just kind of could see why we were losing and like understand like what went wrong for us and like our mistakes and also things we did good. And I think we just kind of knuckled down on like what we can do well, and also there's a lot more synergy now between all of us 5. I think that's a big thing, like understanding each of my teammates, like what they want to do and how we play certain situations. I think that's gotten a lot better for everyone, and yeah, I think we just strengthened as a unit.
Yeah, I think the coordination-wise, you guys looked really good today. So I think that this year it's a new roster, new coach coming in as well. So how has it been working with Frost?
Yeah, I've said it in another interview before, but when I was talking to the owner of GE and like people who work there about joining the team originally, I said like I just want the coaching style to be good, and I want Frost. That was a big reason for me joining the team, because actually I think he's really underrated, And I know some people maybe say some stuff online about him, but he's such a solid coach and has like a lot of accolades actually that people don't know about. And yeah, he's just really good, works hard. Yeah.
What do you think is since joining this team, what do you think is the biggest improvement that you've personally seen since you started working with GE and Frost?
There's a lot. I think abilities in game, like how to use them well, and also like a lot of rotations and timings, and just playing better as a team and less like solo stuff. But also there's a lot of like minute details on like certain agents, like some things about Yoru maybe before, or I don't really want to go into a lot of details about it because it's
Fair enough.
can give some things away. But yeah, he's not just like a coach that talks about team play. It's also a lot of minute details on agents because he actually watches like every game and he studies a lot of like Valorant, especially. So yeah, he's great.
That's really nice to hear, and I mean you started off the kickoff as well for you guys went pretty well, except for I mean even your losses against Paper Rex, I remember them being incredibly close. I think they were like 13-11 and the 14-12, and both of them were map 3. So you guys were already showing really good signs of heating up during kickoff. So what do you think is the most important thing that you guys need to remember so that you can make it to Masters London?
Just keep calm and just play our game and trust each other, and we'll get there.
Talking about this meta in particular, recently there was a little bit of a nerf to the Waylay, but like you said, everyone's been running the Waylay and the Neon so far, so how does it kind of feel to play in that meta? Is it very oppressive, or is it something that you're kind of used to because, you know, you're also a very aggressive player yourself in some of the agents that you run, so...
No, I think it's terrible to play against. It's really hard to play defense, and I feel like every team who's like scrim against is just playing this like tier 2, tier 1. Just every team is playing it across like all maps, and its defense feels insanely hard right now. You have to make a lot of solo plays and like hero plays because it's just like there's not much you can do against it. Even you try like maybe you play shotguns, it doesn't matter because like they're just slowing you and jumping over you. You miss your first bullet. It's like it's really hard to play against. But I'm happy the way they did get a slight nerf. I think it's good. The flat animation now is just way too strong before. It's like a Neon just going in or your TPing. Yeah. It's really hard to play against.
I think we also saw a little bit of that in Masters Santiago, so I'm pretty sure you were watching the games as well. So how excited are people in Pacific to play against Dambi right now?
Yeah, I mean, he played phenomenal, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing against him. But I think every player would be looking forward to playing against him right now, especially the meta is like Neon right now, so I think a lot of the duelist players especially want to go up against him and see how they feel.
Fair enough. And talking about your next games, I think that today you guys really proved that you're like get your like out for blood. And I think that this is probably the best that GE has looked in like years. I think one of the casters was mentioning that this is the first time in like 2 or 3 years that GE is able to take a map off of Gen.G. So I think that we're definitely seeing a lot of improvements. But what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge that you guys need to overcome, or do you think you've solved all your problems for now?
I think every team has problems, but maybe one for us would just be playing together. Like even today, there was like a round on B where I just overpeaked and died and ended up losing the rounds. Just some small things like this. But yeah, if we can like improve upon those mistakes, I think we can actually qualify to London, and like we're a threat to the top teams here in Pacific.
One more thing I wanted to ask you in particular, since you are basically the only Aussie player right now in VCT Pacific, and also unfortunately I remember reading that Challengers this year was kind of shut down. So I just wanted your take on esports in Australia, because I know there's a lot of really passionate players trying to make their way out there, and I just wanted to know if there's anything you want to say in particular.
Yeah, I mean, right, kilos. What can I say? I think it was really sad to see what happened with the tier 2, and I know a lot of my friends and a lot of like aspiring pros. It's like kind of devastating to them and not sure what to do. But I think as long as they like keep playing and like I know they have talent there in most. There's a lot of players that are really talented and actually good, and I think they just need to keep grinding and just keep playing and try like reach out to teams overseas if they can. If they get any opportunities to play in Asia or anything like that, I think it's so worthwhile for them to try that, even if it's only like like some not so good team. I think even then it's worth a shot to get their name out. So yeah, just keep playing and grinding. Yeah.
Awesome, fair enough. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for our interview. Thank you very much for joining me, and good luck for your next games.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye bye.